Hey, good morning. Day 57. We just got dropped off by our excellent shuttle driver, Uma, outside of Buena Vista. We're just at the Punch Bowl parking lot, and we're going to do a little over 17 miles today. We had a late start. It's 10 a.m. It was the earliest we could arrange to get picked up and get dropped off here. But we just had an excellent surprise by Uma, who offered to offload a lot of the weight in our packs and deliver it to where we're heading to, which is Hog Camp Gap. There's a pasture there, like 17.5 miles out. We're going to sleep in what is described as very nice, soft pasture land. And so we're going to be tenting tonight. And but the next days after that, it's, for what it's worth, it's Sunday morning. Checking my phone. It's Sunday, April 22nd, and beginning Monday, it's going to start raining, and then Tuesday, it's supposed to rain heavy. We just got an update that it could be 1 to 3 inches expected on Tuesday, and they said more in the mountains, so that's us. So that'll be pretty miserable, but at least it won't be super cold, and we will hike that day, and we're really focused on ending the day at shelters after tonight because of the pretty steady rain we're going to have for much of this week. But so that's the update. Happy start to the day. Packed. The weather's beautiful, like 55 here, and sunny, and nice light pack. So talk to you later. Here's our morning deer, Sunday morning. We're only about 20 feet away, staring intently at us, but not showing any sort of worry. And if there's one, there's probably several others in the area. Deer, kill that man. Kill.
Does the deer have a little doe?
Yeah. Terrible. Okay, you might have heard our bad attempt at humor, but probably the best joke we're going to hear all day. Good on Starbucks. Onward. Well, it's not fancy, but that is an 800-mile marker in twigs, which marks a, just another milestone on the AT. That's where I'm hiking through right now with some beautiful soft trails. It marks another milestone for Starbucks and I and Choo Choo on the AT. One of the things that is interesting to me is we do not at all dwell on Katahdin. The name Maine or Katahdin barely comes up in our conversation, and only generally if someone asks us if we're heading to Maine, we say yes. So we take it more one day at a time. The more strategic planning is focusing on getting to our next resupply point, which is usually 4 days out. But it still feels good. 800 miles. That's 15 or times as much as I'd ever hiked before. So it's a big deal. Feels good. It's a great day for hiking. And wow, we're over a third done. We've gone through some challenging times with, in particular, cold weather, which has hung around. And but it's all been good. It's been as positive and as exciting and as hard as I expected, maybe harder, but I don't regret a thing. And happen to be out here on a beautiful Sunday morning, perfect temperatures, sunny. This weather won't last, but no matter what comes our way, we can handle it, as we have shown in the past. So bright day today and bright days ahead. Hey guys, here's my second black snake sighting. He's focused on consuming Choo Choo. Maybe 4 feet long. Black rat snake, I've been told by my friend Doug from Irwin, Tennessee. Oh yeah. Very nice. Scared the crap out of me. And did a little dance. Get the hell out of the way, but all was well. Oh, it's coming at me. It's interesting how uniform this lichen can be growing on a dead tree. Looks quite interesting, all the different textures. You see it down on the ground and continuing along there. And yet in the trees in the area that are dead, you don't see it at all, or very little. I would guess that maybe some of the spores or whatever, however it reproduces, lands and it likes its surroundings and takes off. But very cool when you see all these different kinds of life, this plant life taking off that's completely different than what you see further ahead. If you take time to look, there's so many interesting plants in the forest. For me, it's pretty cool. I like it. I hope you have the chance to be able to read all these words. It's pretty interesting about a past community that lived along the stream and the AT of freed slaves over 100 years ago. Pretty interesting history, part of our history. And slow down the YouTube video and give it a good read. It's worth it. Here's a little blue beetle. Never seen one of these before. It's about an inch long, maybe a bit longer. Amazing color, quite iridescent, working his or her way across the trail. Interesting little critters. Always nice to see little things on the trail. Very nice. I'm going to guess, but I'm not sure. They look like perennial geraniums, which is quite interesting. Pretty flower. If people have other ideas, let me know. Hi again. Just couldn't help but notice this beautiful yellow butterfly on the ground. Amazing colors on its backside and on the front. I don't know whether it's stunned by the cold or somehow injured, but it sure is sitting still with me fairly close. I'll try not to harass it too much. It has suddenly got a lot colder, and maybe that took all its energy away, but boy, is that pretty. Look at that. Very nice. I hope it's going to be okay. Well, we've been in the woods for much of the day, so for you mountaintop view junkies, here you go. It does look beautiful. Temperature has fallen considerably since about 1 o'clock when the sun disappeared, and clouds came up, wind sped up. It's a pretty rocky top of the mountain, although I understand I'm going to go through this area and get to a bald, so it should be nice. And but right now it's a bit rugged, up and down over rocks, and yeah, still about 3.5, 4 miles to the tent site, about 17.5 for the day. Not bad with a late start. Looking forward to it. It looks quite good actually with, they say, pasture land. Sounds like someplace that's nice and soft to sleep on, which is always a good thing to get my 10 to 12 hours sleep. So the journey continues. Talk to you later. Okay, I know you wonder, what am I filming, a botanical show? But I do love plants. And look at these beautiful purple plants here. These ferns that are just, they look like ferns, they're just starting to come out. A little bit of green, and then purple at the center, and purple with gray fringes there. Yeah, there's more of it there. A little bit of gray on that one. Yeah, very cool. I wonder what these are. Anyone knows, please let me know. They look like little dwarf ferns. Very different, very interesting. Ooh, I'll have to tuck a few of those into my garden. Very nice. Sorry for, if you're into strictly high mountain views and snowbanks, I guess you haven't seen them enough today, although the last mountain I went over was over 4,000 feet, and this next one I'm heading to now, going up as I speak, is like 10 feet short of 4,000 feet. So it's a little cold and windy right now, and getting closer and closer to this pasture that we're planning on camping at, and looking forward to it. Legs, after about 16 miles, in particular my feet with these zero drop shoes are torment. Planning on replacing these halters pretty soon because my feet have not adjusted like a good old Vibram sole, and I'm gonna switch back and give that a go and see how it goes. But in any case, beautiful plants, zeroing in on the end of the day, climbing up some rocky edifice, and soon we'll be complete for the day. Talk then. Well, we've emerged from a very rocky woods to a beautiful grass bald, and here's Choo Choo behind me, and you can see some more mountains in the distance. Signs here to disallowing camping and campfires, which probably have a risk of spreading through the dry grass, but it's quite nice. Even better when we get to our pasture where we can put down our tents. Look at this. Wow. A short while ago we were just going through rock fields straight up a steep mountain, and now we're in a grassy area. Very nice. Look how nice this has got. You can see there's Starbucks way in the distance ahead. Here's the early riser imitation, Choo Choo. Look at that. Look at that. And I wonder, I see Starbucks moving ahead, and I see a woman at the top of the next bald, or person, with some bags. I wonder if that's Oma giving us back our darn food and stuff that she promised to bring back at the end of the day. Wow. This is just crazy. Very beautiful. Very lucky to be out here on a Sunday night. And guess what? Tomorrow's a work day, and we'll still be out here. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Probably another 100 days at this rate. Good for us. Good morning. Day 58, Monday, April 23rd. Just leaving Hog Camp Gap campground, if you will. It's just a grassy area. Had a nice night. Slept down in the pines. It's a beautiful grassy area here. And today there's a weather system coming in. It's supposed to, by mid-afternoon, start raining. There's a couple of options for today. The pre-shelter is at 14 miles, but there's another shelter, its name temporarily escapes me, at mile 22. It's only 7 a.m., it's got an early start, and my goal is to get to 22, because it's not supposed to rain super heavy today. It is supposed to rain heavy tomorrow. So, definitely want to spend the night in shelter. The rain, I hate tenting in the rain. My Nemo Hornet 2P isn't the best tent for a rain situation. End up a little out of breath. And yeah, so starting early, so see if I can get in 22 to get to that second shelter. And it seems likely I'll be hiking in a bit of rain, but if it's not too bad, it'll be okay. And that'll leave me with like 26 or 28 miles to get to Waynesboro, which I'll do over 2 days. So that's it for now. Great night, 40s temperature, low 40s I'd say, windy, but otherwise much of this day will be a good day for hiking. Talk to you later. Good morning again, day 58. These views just don't give up, do they? Look at those clouds hitting the top of that mountain. And mixture of woods and grassy bolds today so far in the early going. It's still early in the morning. And yeah, it's cold, windy, sunny. Actually, pretty good hiking weather. And just, of course, inspiring when you see these beautiful mountains And at the risk of sounding endlessly repetitive, I had no idea these mountains just went on and on and on like this from Springer Mountain in Georgia. Here we are, much of the way past mile 800, and much of the way through Virginia. I think we have another 200 miles to go in Virginia, and then into West Virginia. So, very nice, very beautiful, even more beautiful when it's sunny out, but heck, when it's snowing and it's raining, it's still beautiful. Hi guys, 1 o'clock, Monday, April 23rd, day 58. About 7 miles away from the shelter I'm heading to, about a mile from the priest shelter, but I want to go beyond that. Just fun when you see these rocks perfectly balanced that have been undoubtedly sitting there for millennia, and be fascinating to have a geologist tell you about what plate tectonics and uprisings and such put it there and left it there. But that is pretty neat. Very neat. Rock sitting on top of a giant rock on top of a giant rock. Okay, now this looks interesting. I was going too fast. I could run right over a cliff here. Wow, way. Look at that. Look at that view. Wow. Very nice. That's where I'm going over there. And here's this beautiful rural valley. Looks like some farming operations down there. And looks quite nice. Quite nice. Beautiful stream just ahead, cascading down over 100+ feet of rocks. Very nice indeed. And the trail goes right by it. I could use some water, but I have about 4 miles to go to get to the shelter, and there's water there. So I'm going to be a little lazy, just assume not carry another liter of water over this next mountain I have to climb up and over to get to the shelter. But yeah, this is pretty, very pretty. Nice place to sit and relax if you have the time. Oh, look at all the flowers on the hillside here. Ooh-wee. Wow. Look at those guys. See those? I don't know if you can see the flowers. I believe those, I don't know, I think they might be trilliums. A different kind of trillium. Wow. Is that not beautiful? And then you come over here, hopefully the detail shows up in the camera, but my eye is filled with all these light pink flowers. We'll get across the water and we'll get a close-up. Whew! Is that not nice? Okay. And this is what they look like close-up. Look at those beauties. Look at them. Oh, wow. And the whole hillside is covered with them. Just absolutely covered. Nature is so pretty. Wow, way. And there's Choo Choo catching up with me from behind. Excellent. Good to see that he's there. Talk to you later. Hey, good morning. Day 59. Spent the night here at Harper's Creek Shelter. It's raining pretty strongly right now, but it's not terribly cold. We did 22 to get here, and we spent the night Starbucks, myself, and Choo Choo, along with 2 section hiking ladies. Had a good night, stayed dry. And now that's all over. We're not going to be dry today with this rain, but it's unclear the distance we'll go. I mean, we were planning on 22, but it could be atrocious with this rain. We get a 2,000 foot elevation gain as part of an initial climb, which will be challenging. So one possibility is to get to a certain distance and call for a ride and going to the hostel, and then slack pack tomorrow, the remaining distance. But it's still up in the air. I think a lot of it is related to how we handle this rain today. But you know, it's seen worse. So who knows? Maybe we'll go 22. Talk to you later. Happy day 59 on the AT. It is Tuesday, April 24th, and it's a good day. It's a very good day. Hi guys. Been hiking for about an hour and a half. Covered a few miles. First part of the mountain was just pure rocks, steep uphill. Now I'm at a slightly gentler terrain. I still have another 1,000 feet of elevation to go, it seems, according to Gut Hook. I've been completely drenched, either in sweat or in rain. You know, it's one of those things when you decide to put on a poncho over a raincoat, you say, well, this will keep me drier, but it actually makes you hotter, much hotter. And it's just crazy how wet you can get no matter what, whether perspiration or rain. But it's pretty dang windy here, absolutely no views, and but one of the good things is it's cooled off. It's actually cold up here, and that's, strangely enough, that's pretty good, because I was so hot and sweaty by the time I got halfway up the mountain. A little bit of cold blowing winds might bring my core temperature back down a bit, which is not a bad thing. So that's the early morning update. Hi guys, 2 miles to the next shelf, open shelter. I gotta take shelter there. Climbed to 4,000 foot, it's pouring rain, freezing cold. We're hoping to get to this road. It's 8.5 miles ahead that crosses the Blue Ridge Parkway. I don't think I can make it. I'm just really, really cold. So I'm going to try and make it an open shelter and get out of these wet clothes and crawl onto my bag, because it's a tough one out here. Great for hikers today. It's nasty, blowing hard, pouring, and the temps are low. So another 2 miles or so and I'll be in that shelter. Look forward to it. Hey, good news. It's day 59. We all, Starbucks, Choo Choo and I, all made it into open field shelter. And Choo Choo, of all people, had a signal on T-Mobile. And after we stripped off our soaked clothes and stopped shivering, we were able to make cell contact with Stanimal Hostel. Stanimal is someone who's trail or through hiked in the past, and he arranged to get picked up at Reed's Gap, which is like 1.6, 1.7 miles ahead of where we were. So we bundled up, put our clothes, some drier clothes back on, and headed back out. It seems like it's not quite as bad. It was pouring and sleeting before. I think there's a little bit of sleet here and there now, but the wind is less fierce. We got some drier clothes on. We only have to go about 1.5 miles, and we'll get picked up and brought to the Stanimal Hostel, where we'll probably spend at least 2 days trying to dry out and stay out of this terrible weather. Wind is coming back. You might hear it. It's roaring. And that's a positive development. Otherwise, if we couldn't make a connection, I would have just stayed at the open field shelter, because I was just soaked to the core. Had fallen down in the mud. It was a mess. And but positive development. Things always turn out for the best, and so it is today. So it's only around noontime, I think, or 1:15. Sorry, looking at my watch. But should be able to make it into the hostel, which is in the town of Waynesboro. Then we'll just have to figure out how to get brought back up here. Maybe we'll do some slack packing or just resupply for a longer period of time. But positive development, and I'll talk to you soon. Whew. Good morning. Day 60 on the trail. Just a quick update on day 59. It ended shorter than expected. We ran into just some atrocious rain and sleet and high winds, and we were able to, with the hostel owner Stanimal, who has a facility in Waynesboro, and one other, he was able to come out to the trail and pick us up. We did short mileage, but we were just drenched and shaking cold. Brought us back to the hostel. Nice place, clean, comfortable. Had a hot shower, cleaned our clothes, and now we're back out today. We're slack packing 19 more miles, which will bring us to the edge of Waynesboro again, and Stanimal will pick us up one more time. We'll spend one more night at the hostel. So no zeros, at least none planned at this moment. We'll get 19 today, which should be good, and weather's still not great. It's not raining. It was raining pretty good earlier, but it's, I hope, permanently stopped, but I don't know that for sure. And it's just damp and incredibly foggy out here. And I got a late start, so it's, holy smokes, it's after 11, and I haven't got a mile. So 19 miles probably won't finish till about 6 tonight. And when we get back, still have to get some resupply, get dinner, and get ready to take off tomorrow. Also, my darling wife Anna sent me some new shoes. My experiment with Ultras probably has come to an end. I've got a larger pair of Merrell Moabs on right now, the ventilators, and hopefully that will eliminate the problems I had with my toes, but smaller toes, in the previous shoes. But I'm going to test drive them today, and whichever shoe is the least comfortable, I'm mailing back via the post office tomorrow morning. That's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Hi everyone. Day 60 again. It's a 19-mile slack pack today, and it's been frankly slow going. The rocks are extremely slippery, and there's nothing but rocks, jumbles of rocks, for which I'm happy I got my new Vibram sold Merrell Moab ventilators. But it's just been so slippery and wet. You can see here a little stream coming out, and these sharp edge rocks. The Vibram soles help, but it's just so slippery. It's really hard to make fast progress. I would imagine if this was dry, I could try and move quickly over it, but I've already slipped and had several falls. Nothing big, but the potential is there, which is not good. Yeah, so I'm just kind of hoping that this terrain opens up into something like softer dirt instead of endless piles of rocks. We'll see. Lots of rain, and the streams are really flowing. Woo-wee! And even more, some over here as well. Oops. Okay, I admit it, these views never grow old. So, a lot of the clouds have cleared off, and you have beautiful visibility into a fantastically beautiful scenery. How nice. Very nice. And you can see the trees starting to leaf out. You may be able to hear the water rushing below. This trail's been covered with water for much of today, owing to the recent rains. And well, here's a little bit right here in front of me. This is small compared to the close to river levels we saw earlier, but it's been pretty mucky and slippery. But it is starting to dry out, so it's all trending in the right direction. 5.8 miles to go. Oh boy, can't wait. This is that'd make 19 for the day. This is the last This is the last 2 hours of every day that my toes are and my feet are a little sensitive, I might add. And I can't wait to finish the hike today, get off my feet, get some chores done, and rest. Talk to you later. Hi guys. Run into a problem here trying to get across this river. It's fairly inaccessible, and looks like I could fall in and go for a swim. It's not over my head, but it would be a major inconvenience. I see a hiker up here, and I'm hoping he sorted some things out, and maybe I'll follow him to success. Maybe. Oh shit. Sorry for the language. Well, this was a difficult crossing, yeah. But hiker Purple Haze right here.
Thank you.
Showed me the way. We found an old rotted log, our tree trunk, and we shimmied over and across the river on it. So we both probably look like we soiled our pants right now, but it was
Your buddy came off of that log right there. He ends about 3 feet before the bank, and then he stepped off in the water.
Whoops. I mean, this is crazy, huh? This water?
Yeah.
Yikes. Oh well. Yeah.
Thanks. See you later.
Hey, you take care. See you up the trail. Look at that. Very nice. Take care. Hi guys. Up here, about 4 miles from Rockfish Gap, this is the Lowe family cemetery, and you can see small stone markers and flowers celebrating their lives. Unfortunately, some broken glass, and the writing to me is not discernible, but clearly said something here. And 1866, as I see one of the years listed on there, whether that was, I think that was the birth date, and I can see LOWE, and so this poor soul was born in 1866. Tumultuous time in this country, in Virginia, and well, hopefully at some point they were able to take imprints of the stones for perpetuity. So that is the Lowe family cemetery. Now back to the trail, and 4 miles or so to my pickup point. Gotta hustle. It's getting late. It's already, Jeepers Creepers, it's already 5 o'clock. Beautiful remains of a cabin here in the woods. You can see the foundation as well. And the building is gone, but stone, well done stone, certainly persists. And here's the Mayo home place, and interesting. Family built a life in this tiny little, what was a tiny little cabin. Very interesting. Well, onward.